in today's stream, we are going to be working on creating an animated navbar toggle. I want this button to have some interaction when you tap on it, because most of the navbar buttons that we see around the web has some sort of animations attached to it. So I'm going to use Apple's website in here. So there's a navigation bar toggle in here, and when you tap on this, it kind of animates and turns into this cross shape. I'm not a fan of this animation because like the lines get together and then a cross just starts growing out of nowhere. I'd prefer if the lines crossed and then reopened, but whatever. So we are going to create an animation of our liking for our website. I kind of like the fact that they only have 2 lines in here rather than 3. So let's get started. I have a toggle button that I've created before, right? And this is going to be very similar to that one. Well, the only difference is going to be it's not going to be called dark mode toggle. It's not going to have some sort of sun and moon icon attached to it. It's just going to be 2 buttons, and it's just going to turn into a cross when you tap on it. We are going to create a new component that looks exactly like this dark mode toggle one. So let's just find out where this is. Let's copy and paste this thing. So we are going to call the other one Navbar Toggle button, or we can just drop the button from the name actually. So we're going to say Navbar Toggle, and let's rename all instances of dark mode toggle with Navbar Toggle. Okay, and let's scroll down. So we have the Navbar Toggle somewhere in here for the CSS. Yep. Okay. Let's just copy and paste this, and let's call this Navbar Toggle. This is very similar to our dark mode toggle, so I'm just copying and pasting stuff in here. Okay, let's come back here, and in here let's rename this thing Navbar Toggle. Okay, and let's go to the navigation bar now, and let's tell it to use this component instead of the original buttons that we had before. Okay. So this is the original implementation, and I'm going to add Navbar Toggle in here, and it's going to be that one. The onClick method is going to be set mobile navbar collapsed, and the isDark parameter is going to be mobile navbar collapsed, and we need to change the name for that parameter to be something more meaningful. So isDark is actually going to be collapsed for this case. Okay, and we need to change the name for this one as well, and we can get rid of that. Okay, seems to be fine for now. Let's come back here, change this into collapsed as well. Let's clean this file up. Let's close this one down. Okay, let's go to Chrome and see the difference. All right, so before we get rid of the other button, I'm going to copy the classes from this one to that one. I think this one needs class names because we need to hide this component when we are on a mobile version of the website, and it shows in here. So we need to pass this Navbar Toggle class name somewhere inside this component. So let's add the class name here. Class name. Okay, and where did we use that class name in the other file? We applied it on the button. So let's just do that one in here as well. So $, and in here we use the class name. Okay. Let's add it to the prop types. Prop types dot string, and I'm not going to say it's going to be required, so let's just do this. Navbar toggle dot default props equals class name can be null. Okay, looks good. And let's pass that class name onto here. So Navbar Toggle will be here. And what do we have inside this class name? Let's just remember. Actually, there's a better way to go in that class, so we can select it and double tap Shift. So it specifies the background width and height, border radius. We don't need to specify that anymore. And we have the display none property. Okay, I think we can get rid of all of these actually. We're going to do them in the other one, in the other component. Okay, I think we can remove this from here now, and also these things. And well, it's shown as a sun and moon icon, but we are obviously going to change what this thing shows. Actually, that gave me an idea. Why don't we have dark mode on the home page? Well, it's coming. Anyway, let's not get carried away. So this Navbar Toggle has some styles in here. So split that vertically. Let's open this. Let's shrink this window down. So this is not going to be called dark mode toggle. So this is going to be called Navbar Toggle. Okay, so that's a meaningful ARIA label there. The sun and moon in here, they are going to change. And this crescent class, obviously that's going to change as well. So let's put, I'm going to take a look at what Apple did on their website. So let's right click this thing and inspect. By the way, I'm not just going to copy this. Good artists copy, great artists steal, right? So, and if I ever work in Apple in the future, I'm not sure if that's going to be a problem. Well, I'm not working for Apple anyway, so it's fine. Anyway, and I don't earn any money from this personal website anyway, so it's just my hobby. Whatever. So this is how they draw these two lines in here. So they have spans, and these spans have these properties attached to them. So if I create a span and give these properties, I'm going to get exactly this shape. And also I have this thing for reference if you want to take a look. I mean, this thing is great as well. You can reference this one too. That was using Bootstrap, so that's why I wanted to stay away from it. I didn't want to reverse engineer a bunch of Bootstrap stuff. Okay. Right. So we need two spans in here. We are going to get rid of this thing. And also we can get rid of that class name in here. Let's remove that. Okay. In here we are going to put two spans. And these spans are not going to contain anything, so I'm just going to duplicate this. And instead of the sun and moon icons in here, I think, yeah, I'm not going to do this check in here. So I can probably get rid of the sun and moon icons. So let's just do that. And we are probably going to, yeah, we're not going to use this in here. And what's this dark mode toggle? Okay, so let's rename this to Navbar Toggle. I'm not going to give it a width or height, no border radius, background color. We don't have to specify it to be transparent. It's probably going to be transparent on its own anyway. Position, relative. We might need this, but for now I'm just going to get rid of it. And the focus outline, yeah, we need to think about what we're going to do in terms of the focus. So I'll just leave this class in here, but I'll just get rid of, well, actually I'm going to keep this. So we can remove those things, but I'm going to let them stay for now. Okay, so what do we need? We need to assign these, we need to assign these spans a class name. So the class name for them could be line, and I'm just going to add a new class in here. I'm going to call that line. Let's drag that in here. Okay. And I'm going to paste the styles that I've copied from Apple's website actually. We are going to modify this thing a lot. Good artists copy, great artists steal. Well, we're not kind of stealing, we're modifying it. Okay. Position absolute. I'm not sure if I need this because there. So if I remove this, it should just look like the implementation on Apple's website, but also I need to add margin top, let's say 6 pixels. How is that going to look? Okay, that kind of looks like Apple. That exactly looks like Apple's website actually. Okay. I want the width to be more, and I want the height to be more. So I'll just increase the height to 2 pixels and width to 22 pixels. Okay, so that makes it a bit thicker and more pronounced. It's more visible now, and I kind of prefer it that way. So border radius, what if we increase this to 5 pixels? Do they have rounded corners? No. Do they? Well, yes, they do. So let me show you by digital color meter. So as you can see, well, it's very difficult to tell, but they have rounded corners. Just when I set that to 5 pixels, they did have more rounded corners. So if I set this to 0.5 pixels again, let me try. Yep, they definitely have less rounded corners. So I'm just going to set that to 100%. Let's see what that does. No, that's not what I want. Let's try 20%. All right, I'll just go with 4 pixels, whatever. Okay, that makes them have rounded corners, nice. And they need to be centered inside this button in here, but that button, well, that's clearly not centered. Okay, so rather than just giving them margin top of 6 pixels, I'm also going to give them margin bottom of 6 pixels, which should also center them. Yep, that brings them up to the top. Now we need to figure out how we can animate these things. All right. Let's get rid of the sun and moon and everything. So we have these things in here. Let's remove that one. Okay, so this is as clean as it goes. I'm not sure if we need that style anymore, but I'll keep it just in case. And now we need to think about how we can do the animation stuff. So line 1, line 2. Now we need to specify a transition. To do that, I'm going to take a look at the dark mode toggle module.sass, because this has some examples of animations that we can use. So this is a transition on the transform property, and that's what we need in here. So we are going to transform these things around to form a cross. Okay, so the transition duration is 0.5 seconds. I'll take that. Yep, that's a good number. So transform, and in here I'm going to do a transform. Do we have rotate? Yes, we have a rotate function, and let's rotate it around the Z axis. Yes, hopefully. Let's go with 45 degrees. Is that how you specified? Yes. Okay, 45 degrees. And line 2, let's do the same thing with minus 45 degrees. And you need to add those things in here. So let's put them in quotation marks and $, or backticks. We call them backticks, right? So in here, I'm going to import these styles, line 1. Actually, I need to have a check in here somewhere. So I'm just going to say collapsed. If it's collapsed, then don't show that style. So to do that, I need to say something like this. If it's not collapsed, then put line 1 in here, and I need to add that style in here, line 1, line 2. So that needs to be 2. Okay. Yeah, and I also think I need to shift them to the left a bit, or maybe I can set the transformation location, or like where it rotates around. So there was an example about that one in here somewhere. I've been doing this all wrong. So see, the problem is I'm trying to rotate them. So we have these two things, right? That's the problem. So we have these two things, right? I'm rotating them around the wrong place. So I need to bring them together and then rotate them from the center. So if I say margin 0 for this one and margin 0 for that one, and let's get rid of the transforms in here. So let's remove these. Let's remove those ones. That's closer to a better cross. Ooh, maybe I need to say margin -1 for them, because the heights are -1 pixels. So let's remove the button border. Okay, now I need to animate the margins. So transition, transform, and margin. Let's say transition duration again. And yeah. Oh, no. Actually, no, this is different from Apple's website now. This forms a perfect cross. Almost a perfect cross, remind you. This needs to be shifted 1 pixel up. Wait, which line was that? So margin, maybe try 2 pixels. Is that going to fix it? Yes. Or no? Oh yeah, it does. Okay, that's a perfect cross now. So the formula is whatever whatever height you set that margins to minus whatever that value you set for the height. And the width can change probably left. Let's get rid of that, we don't use it. Okay, z-index, we don't need it. Border radius, this is the radius of the corners of these lines. And yeah. You can also get rid of the outline, but I would like to keep it because it provides accessibility. So unless I want to change the colors or add another animation, I'm just going to keep it there for now. But if you want to get rid of this on your website, you can say outline none, and this is just going to get rid of that orange outlines, but I'll just keep it there for now. Speaking of which, I need to think about what I'm going to do about the outline situation. So if I set outline none in here, I can say background, not I don't know, like white maybe. Now, rather than the background being white, I can say Navbar Toggle focus. The line class under this is going to have background, not FFF, but let's go with a different color. Let's just give it a very subtle white. Okay, CB it is. This is it. So that's how we address the accessibility stuff. Let's add that to our transitions. So let's say background, and here transition duration. Okay, it's visible now. Okay, so that's how you create an animated button. I'm aware that it's taken a very long while, but yeah, it works, and it works great. And well, thanks Apple for providing this. Thanks to Bootstrap guy for providing the idea. Yeah, and now I'm gonna keep it. It's different from, well, this animation is different from Apple's website. Take a closer look by the way. I haven't copied them, obviously. I've just got an idea. So there's one small bug that I've just discovered, and that is, let's remove the border and let me show you what the bug is. So when you're using a mobile device, obviously you have big thumbs and big fingers, right? And this area becomes very difficult to click if you're not using a mouse. And I've just realized that I need to increase the touch target area size for this one because it's very difficult to click on a phone. So the easiest fix for us to do is to set a width and height. So I'll just set this width to like 46 pixels because this is like double the width plus 2 pixels from the other side, right? Okay, So if you set this width and height, then the touch target becomes like it will just be easier to touch on mobile devices. And I'm just going to get rid of the borders again. Done. But now I see that there's too much space from the right. How can we fix that then? Okay. Need to duplicate all of, no. Need to duplicate these things across now. -2. Okay, let's see the borders again. Good. That's exactly the behavior that I wanted to get. Nice, 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 nice. Awesome. Okay, well, this is our new navbar on mobile with the animations and stuff. All right, so I want to quickly add some bonus content to the previous one. And so we've made this very pretty navbar, yes, but I also want to add the functionality of when the user scrolls down, I want this navbar to close. It's a single line change, so I thought I could append it to the end of this. All we need to do is inside the handle scroll method, we're just going to say set mobile navbar collapse to true. And when the user scrolls now, the navbar is automatically going to collapse. Okay, that works great. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.